Everybody, welcome to the Village of Skokie Parents Commission meeting for Wednesday, June the 13th. When you checked in to get your building permits, you were given instructions what we're going to be reviewing tonight. The building staff is very good about that. We're going to be reviewing comments from the Community Development Department that weighs in on this, and we take their comments very seriously and render opinions based off of that and our own opinions as well. Further, there's 15 cases tonight, so we're not going to be up here redesigning stuff. If you don't like what we have to say, you're going to go back and you're going to have to go back. Some people probably have to go back to their drawing board, come back again at the next meeting, because we're not going to be doing 20 minutes of design on each case. This is a public meeting. It's being recorded for cable TV, so keep that in mind when you're up here. Anybody who's going to testify, please, or come up in front of us, please stand up and get sworn in. Anybody who might be giving comment, please rise.
Anyone, even visitors.
Even if you're a concerned neighbor who might want to say something.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you give tonight will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes. Thank you.
On residential cases and in some of the commercial cases, notification was given to neighbors surrounding the cases, the applications. If we have any of those concerned people here, they can come up when I call up the case, and we'll get to your comments as well. Before we begin the cases, somebody want to make a motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting?
Sure, I move that the minutes of the meeting of May 9th, 2018 be approved as presented.
Anybody second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So passed. All right, when I call a case, just come stand up right in front of us, whoever's petitioning and talking. The commissioner to my left will be reading in the comments for the record from the village's community development department. So we'll get started. Case 2018-28A, Gina Majeski, 3655 Foster.
The staff has concerns with the overall design, as the design of the additions do not complement the existing home. Consideration should be given to incorporating more traditional design details into it, including matching or complementing the existing roof lines, ensuring existing bedroom windows meet light and ventilation and exit requirements, adding more windows to the right and left elevations, and aligning windows second floor windows with the windows below.
Yeah, it's a rendering.
How you doing?
Hey guys, how are you?
Good. I don't know if these help them.
Yeah, we have a rendering photo here too. Anybody have any? That's the rendering. This is the existing home. This is the one elevation on one elevation that's not, I didn't see drawn. At least on the package that I received. So, yeah, it's on here now. So you heard what the village's, what the community development department said. What do you guys have to say?
We can address the issues, add more windows.
Well, I don't think it's really about that.
Well, these windows, there was a concern about the windows in the bedrooms and being safety access. These windows are in the bathroom. The bedroom window of the new master is actually in the rear of the house. It's the large window.
I think we're not as micro on the windows
Okay.
yet. I think
Okay.
it really has to do with the design,
Okay.
to be honest with you.
Would you paint the brick?
Well, this
It's
is
not brick,
stucco, it's
it's
land and
stucco.
stone.
This is
On
land
the
and stone.
front?
This is all the
So-
original part of the house, and the garage is the original part of the house. Right now, there's a covered breezeway here and a screen
Right,
porch
that's-
here. So the idea would be to get rid of the existing covered breezeway and build a two-story addition here. And then this is almost the same footprint as the existing screen house.
So why, I have to tell you, we don't see this in the neighborhood anywhere where we've got a land and stone house and stucco.
Well, it's only land and stone here, the back
I
of the
know,
house
that's all
is
siding, everywhere else except for the front face. But why
Exactly.
wouldn't we have, now you're talking about 3 different materials, so we have land and stone, stucco, wood siding.
Stone at
and
the
then,
bottom.
and then the flat roof. I mean, why wouldn't we have done something a little more complementary to
Shape
what we have
existing.
here,
Yeah.
you know, and do a roof line, you know,
Because our preference was the flat roof to we were trying to, right now it kind of looks like an English country house.
Mhm.
And we were trying to go for more of an estate house. So the idea was to bring in, more masculine, tougher materials with the stucco as opposed to country with siding.
And this is flat already. I mean, the.
No, I know, that's a screen porch,
It's
but,
Would you not put
but-
stone on the front of
but-
the house?
Oh,
but-
this is
This
the,
is staying.
This is the material they're gonna be.
No, instead of the stucco, to
Oh,
make
the
it look
bottom
better.
the bottom would have stone up to
Or,
it's not drawn, but
this part
it's in
here
there.
on the bottom, it's in the rendering.
Yeah.
So the idea was to pull in the rough stone that's already in the land and stone with a smooth type limestone and with,
It just
the
looks
buffer.
like modern and traditional, and there's no merger to me.
is it the roof line or the
Yeah.
materials?
Part of it, part of it.
I have a problem with the flat roof lines. I don't think they complement the existing
Why couldn't they make this?
roof.
This one is existing, this one is.
I mean,
This
across,
is
the
existing.
street, we've
This
got
is
this, right?
here.
For the,
Across the
for,
street
you
from the
know,
garage.
that's above garage, I mean.
Right, they did above garage, and then the house kitty corner is painted brick as well.
Yeah, not worried about painted brick,
Okay.
yeah. It's just,
Which is the existing?
this is existing,
Okay.
and they wanna put a two-story stucco
yeah,
structure
okay.
over they wanna tear down the breezeway.
this little part is gonna.
Yeah,
Right.
This breezeway.
and then on the Lawndale Foster side,
And ironically, we have the original blueprints from the house from 1939, and that was a breezeway, but it was a screen porch like the other one. It was originally flat roof.
yeah, but see,
Well, it's one story.
Yeah, one story.
I can get by flat roofs when they have railings on them and they look like they're supposed to be there, you know what I mean? It just, I don't know, those are my comments, I don't know if anybody else has any other comments.
If we use another material instead to stucco,
If we went with siding all the way
Well,
around as opposed to stucco.
so this elevation, this faces Lawndale, and this is just gonna be one solid wall now, right? We don't have any windows
We
here.
have the windows on the sides. The
Yeah,
reason we
I-
didn't
I
put the
know.
windows here is because there's still 11 more feet of annex that we could potentially do on this side. And at some point, if this needed to be a first floor master, the bathroom
This
and
is
the
existing.
closet would be on this side. So that's why we chose to put huge windows on both sides here as opposed to put them here.
There's no windows anywhere on that
But
side except.
there's no windows directly here, but the jutting out part from the kitchen is all windows now.
No, I get that, but
Why
this,
there is
this
no
whole
window?
elevation, as I look at it,
This one?
I'm standing on Lawndale, looking at your house, right? This is the only window I see.
We can put more windows there. I mean, that's-
I'm just, it's, you know,
but
it's
that
part
was
of,
the
it's part,
technical
it's part of
reason.
many things, you know?
We kept it,
So what is
kept it
this?
solid
because
there.
from the back, you
This
can,
is
So there is no
raised
window here?
porch.
that
No.
is the view that you said doesn't have windows. And right here, there's all these windows they're gonna see
These
from
are
London.
windows and all
I got
these.
it.
Actually, this is the view from London because we don't even have a gate or anything. How is in
I'm
the
sorry,
corner?
can you see that?
Sure, sure.
So this is the actual building and
I don't.
it's gonna
And
be
you can't,
possibly the view
you
from
don't
London.
want dormers, obviously.
No, no dormers, no, and we're trying not to touch the original structure, you know, the front original. The annex would be this part and this part.
So here, just, I'll be honest with you, here's, I'm having, having a hard time with that.
Okay,
I'm having a hard time with these because these don't match up at all in style to anything that's going on. I you know, rendering, I guess, I don't know, it's not drawn, did you draw this?
no,
It's not drawn with the muntins in it that you're showing in the rendering.
right, so yeah,
So,
that's the
I
other
mean,
thing to,
So,
we-
so I can, and then the ones you have in that rendering are different on the second floor than what's on the drawing, so what?
this
what-
is the most recent rendering, this is, because we were still in details when we were going through this. So this is the larger window and they were to define details on theirs. These are bathroom, this is a bathroom and a no, this is a bathroom,
two bathroom.
one bathroom, 2 windows.
Will it be the larger window you see there or the small one you see here?
It'll be this is the
This is
most
the
recent.
final one.
And the shutters, to your point, the shutters are gone, and we were
Yeah.
intending to put stone frames
Mhm.
around the windows,
Mhm.
to pull stone all the way through around the house.
Why did you choose to go with the white stucco on the front instead of doing the stone all the way across?
Or even a hardy board, I don't know.
The hardy board's on the back on the existing.
Right.
This, where is it? This existing
Mm-hmm.
will be a hardy board.
Mhm.
This color.
But even if you wrapped the,
And then
like,
the stone.
if you continued the stone around the sides,
Rough
then,
line.
It does.
I'm talking about on the additions. Right now you have
You mean
white.
put the landing stone on there?
I'm just asking why you can.
No, but
Okay, go
so you
ahead.
mean to put landing stone
Yeah.
on the addition as well?
Yeah.
It looks like an addition.
We had considered
that's
using
the
the limestone all the way, we just didn't wanna overdo it with the landing stone.
Yeah,
We also
I think it's gonna be
considered
too busy.
doing landing stone on the whole original cube. You know, like get rid of the hardy board that's on the back now and do this whole original part, landing stone all the way around. And then just have stucco, and landing stone.
What we see on stucco is like, doesn't bring in other materials that are even more busy.
And all
What
the
does it
colors
do?
are neutral, so it would be like the idea was a neutral hardy board and the neutral stone on the bottom down here.
All the bottom around, so they
And
have
then-
the same, this one, like this.
The color of the stucco, like a off-white color.
You know, I think the materials that you chose is one thing, but I think we're still looking at the issue of the
Harmony of.
I mean, yeah, I mean,
additions,
there's
not
we have
something all.
there's really kind of a harmony
Is it
issue
the
between.
roof line more than anything?
Well, it's you've got
how it
a
looks.
two different styles houses.
not
You have two different style houses right there. Okay,
Put
you've got
together.
what's on the left and on the right is a completely. It's like
I
it got
agree.
sawed in half, spread apart, and then the existing house was dropped in the middle of it. And I just don't. It doesn't look right.
It doesn't look right. It's a roof line.
Yeah, the
That- I mean,
the center
that's-
is beautiful.
The center's the
I
existing.
can't.
Yeah.
I get that, but these just look like,
It's
cubes
just-
that were jammed on each side.
This is the same cube that's already there, just
Nah,
another
No.
it's, I
No.
know, it's
But
the same,
two
but
story.
you're right,
But
you're
the
right.
materials
It's not-
give it a little bit more
it's-
harmony.
Mm-mm.
So,
Can you get?
So we have
Roof
to
line
Can you get to
stucco,
the roof
like-
line?
what,
Can you get?
give us some direction so that we know where.
How many houses have you built in the neighborhood? Okay, have you seen anything like this?
Not
Yes, right now?
Not yet.
Okay, okay. So, it's more of a consistency, I think, of the neighborhood construction. Like, we're not afraid to go modern. There's one right on Central Park.
Exactly, right down
Okay.
the block from us, there's
Right,
several
right,
right
right.
there.
You know, there's, and but we can't do that.
Okay, I have a question for you,
Okay.
because one of the original ideas was to take the peak roof off of the center and
Mhm.
make the whole thing flat roof. But we were told that that would never fly in the community, that we like
There's one on
redo it
Central
all
Park,
to
but
make it all more modern, the whole thing more modern.
I think that would be a better.
I mean, it depends on how, it really depends on what it looks like, you know what I mean? I mean, there's a house on Grant in Central Park that's got the Spanish tile and stuff like that, and,
Right.
you know, and then that whole white stucco thing looks right.
Right.
But this doesn't look right.
Match.
You know, bookended onto the existing home. Those are my
We'll
thoughts.
take it back to the drawing board a little bit and modify it and come back.
Well, yeah, it's a combination of the bulk, the square, the high, and the
that's
pretty
what
in
we
the
liked
middle.
about it.
Well,
Okay.
then
No,
make it
I-
all
Because we
modern.
wanted to be
I
a
know,
little
but it's-
masculine and
Modern.
tougher
But
as
we have
opposed
to just figure out, if you like what
Make
it
it all
isn't,
modern
we
then.
have to figure out, then you have to figure out something in the middle
Yeah.
to bring it together, because it's just so unharmonious with the left and the right and the middle being different.
All these houses around there is flat roof. I mean, this house
Well,
around
that's
the house-
that's why I was asking about the material from that you're using in the center portion being expanded out. I mean, I'm in the minority. I like it.
Thank you.
I like the contemporary architecture sort of bookending the traditional, but with the stark difference in materials, it does sort of look like those two sides are floating. And
Okay.
I'm
There
just
may be a way to,
is there a way to
make it
use
happen.
materials like whether it's continuing the land and
Color,
stone
color,
or something else to make those two sides feel like they're not separate
Part of our
structures?
house.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
or even the bottom half of them being land and stone or something. I don't know, it just
What
has
if
to
you have
be.
the first floor as stucco, like match up with the,
Or the stone, have
Yeah.
it stone.
Yeah, that's what I was
But
saying.
that was the
Yeah.
idea, to use the limestone and all around the building, so you're gonna use the
Right,
same-
but I'll be honest with you, that looks a little
Okay.
commercial to me. Go back
Okay.
to, I mean, that looks a little office building to me
Okay,
for a base of a house,
okay.
you know. You got that's a glazed tile with a chop block in it.
No,
I'm
it's
seeing a
this
reflection.
one.
It's
It's
this.
this.
I thought I saw a reflection on that.
It's just a reflection.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's this one.
It's this.
So I don't know, you know, you kind of understand what we're struggling with.
I'm glad that you got it, because that's what we were going for. We were trying to
Yeah.
make it contemporary, but still remain, you know, some homage to the existing colonial that's there. So that was the intention.
Mm-hmm.
I would say make it one or the other.
I think
I
that's
mean,
a
I-
limited view. Like, I think too, we're in 2018, we have to be able to somehow get it where it can't all look colonial all the time. I mean, there's gotta be a happy medium
No,
someplace.
you
know?
could make it all modern, I mean, that would be cool.
So I can knock it
Okay,
down
so-
I can knock it down the house and build a new one,
A modern one?
a modern one.
You know,
Because
we'd
I
have
have
to
a
look.
problem with that.
We'd have to look at it.
Okay.
We'd have to look at it.
Okay,
You know.
but wait, to your point, because the reason that we didn't go down that road to begin with, not knocking it all down, but to not knock down the roof, is because just about everybody that we talked to in the neighborhood is like, they'll never pass it, you have to leave the colonial structure in the middle, you can't go completely all flat roof. So,
Are those guys on our committee? I don't think.
I don't, no, I'm just,
Okay.
you know, this is our first time in front of the committee,
Right,
so
right.
that was the feedback that we
Right.
received.
Yeah, I just feel like there's two components that are combating, and I understand what you're talking about, but I think you could
So,
be more modern
like-
than you are.
Like I do like. Where was the back? I mean, I think that you know, are you gonna plan on painting that siding gray?
It will be this,
Okay.
this color.
Okay. I mean, I think
No, it's
that
gonna be new
I think
siding.
that's a cool looking view right there.
Okay.
Okay, but I think the front gets. Where is it?
Next
Where
one.
was it? Okay. I just think that.
Question, is it this cube in particular?
More so.
Well, I don't know. It's hard to block one of them out.
So what if they continued something like the back elevation onto the front? Because there's
Yeah.
something the
Like
gray
a
and
step?
white is really
If there was a
nice. The way
step,
that
'cause it
those two
seems
things
so
complement each
straight.
Well,
other.
is that just a shadow?
No.
This no,
No, that's
this
gonna
is
that's gonna
siding.
go to
That'll
that's
be-
gonna go to a gray color.
Agree, it'll
Oh,
be like
that's
this.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if
Because
that
there's
material
existing
was
siding.
on the front,
the siding I can use it in front.
I don't
So
know.
if
I'm
I-
just
if
Well, right now, right
Slow down.
right now he
Yeah.
right now
Just
he
so
right now
he
he's
doesn't know about the relief.
but right now
Oh.
he's over 50%. The only stone on this house is on the front. Every
You
other
have
three
to give
sides.
him a relief anyways,
Right.
with the
Right.
addition.
Exactly.
Right.
It's already out of.
The only facade of the
What
house,
does that mean?
the only facade of the house that have a stone is
50%
this one.
masonry.
Right.
requirement in Skokie.
Right.
Okay.
But your house currently doesn't have
Right,
50% masonry.
exactly, okay, got
It
it.
might before the addition.
No,
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
because it's just this wall.
Yeah,
It doesn't
no.
even
Yeah.
wrap around.
Yeah.
It does,
Sure, sure.
because
Yeah,
we're
here
gonna
and
do
there.
that, we're gonna wrap
Well, the
it.
idea was that these sides right now is siding,
That's the
and
only-
my
that's the
proposal
only-
was to put
that's
the
only
same
stone
stone
on it.
here, so the view from Foster is still like look at the stone.
We had a contemporary house.
Oh, this
So
one.
I mean, like, nothing says the board will not approve. I
But-
don't want to speak.
No, but I mean, you know, hey, you want to drop that house there? It's fine. You know, but
The village is, I mean, the board, just because you're in that neighborhood doesn't mean they won't go for a
Right.
contemporary home, you know?
Right.
But I'm not saying build in your home, but if you do lower
I mean,
the
I'd like
roof.
to not have to.
Right, but there's like, you know,
Your issue
a couple
with,
blocks east of you, there's a bunch of California
Right.
ranches with a bunch of flat
Right,
roofs and stuff
right,
like that.
right,
But it's
right,
just,
right.
but none of them are like what you're
No,
proposing.
and
But
we
this
were-
house ties all together nicely, you know, the materials
Right.
and everything.
Mhm.
But it's the roof that's causing, I think, the,
Just the existing roof is, and I was trying to.
Can you guys maybe just come, I mean, look, I want you to have what you want to have, short of this. But can you guys come back with just a couple of concepts? that might address what we're talking about, to just try to, you know, spitball some things to try to, I mean, you heard what,
I mean, yeah.
I mean, Ross has got, you know, Ross has an opinion, that's fine. And-
One guy.
And, you know, no, exactly, and that's why there's a committee, and it's not just one person, but,
Right, I just don't know quite where to go, because I don't know if it's take the existing roof off, or change the stucco, or make
yeah, I don't know.
everything peaks.
I mean, that's
like-
why, I think you're just gonna have to kind of, you know, you're gonna have to kind of experiment.
I just wanna ask, because I'm the architect.
Sure.
And it's my house.
Right.
And I'm an architect, in Mexico, and I can show you other projects that I made to support when I think an idea. But to be clear for the next proposal, if I take down the existing roof and I make a really, with the same materials that we have around the neighborhood, I mean, I don't have a problem with that.
Right.
And make a new proposal, could be okay? Could be a chance to be approved?
With a flat
Or I
roof.
need to go with the same traditional style that the other
Oh,
houses
I'm a
have.
flat
It's part of the idea to make the house.
Yeah.
This is your home,
I
have
think
your
it-
identity.
I think you could do a scenario with that, and let us, you know,
Take a look at it.
look at it, you know what I mean?
I mean,
Okay.
what is the next meeting?
One month.
Yeah, second weekend of July.
Okay.
Second Wednesday of July,
July
Okay.
11th.
which will give you plenty of time to get some concepts down, but,
I mean, no, these I can propose in a week. I mean, like,
right.
the idea,
But
that's what I
think-
want
I think you could probably, get them into the building department, and they could kind of give a perusal, get in the right zip code.
Can we submit 2 or 3 different views?
I think so.
Just so that we're not gonna go down the path again with
Yeah,
just
so
one.
you don't have to have it
Right.
every month,
One hour,
exactly.
eggs in
I think
one
that'd be
basket.
fine.
Yeah,
I mean,
one
I think
design.
it can be 2 lines, like one.
A concept A, a concept B, and a
Correct.
concept C,
Good.
absolutely.
Do it on one
And
basket.
let's
and then
dial in
another
on a
month
zip
and-
code and,
yes, yes.
or
Yeah.
a path of attack, and,
Got it.
Thank you for your
Okay.
time.
Alright.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
Thank you
all
very
right,
much.
thanks you guys.
Thank you.
Okay. Case number 2018-30A, John Cornici, or Cornici, am I pronouncing that correctly? Let me give you this
Staff.
back.
Staff has no objections with the overall design. However, consideration should be given to removing a small gable in the front porch, as the main house has a hip roof. 7-foot 5-inch porch depth is appropriate to accommodate the railing, furnishings, and to make it usable overall. Technical items include verifying the front yard setback for the subject property, and if the porch setback is less than what's allowed by the zoning ordinance, requesting a variation from the zoning board of appeals to reduce the minimum front yard setback.
How are you?
Yeah, how are you?
Good.
Hi.
Did you verify the front yard setback?
I believe we're under by less than 2 feet.
Okay, because somebody will verify it before you get a permit. so.
Correct. So the big if you want to see the variation, or just shorten it, I believe that's coming out to 4 to 6 approximately. We don't see variation, so it's looking on back with the other.
Where's the house we're working on?
Loose stucco. Looks like this.
This one up the top on the street.
Oh,
There's an existing picture we submitted to you. That's easier.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to look for.
We don't have, I think we have one there.
Keep going, let me guys go ahead and look. I don't see it in there. So you're adding a front,
It's just a front porch, just
Okay.
a little bit more character, and if you want to see the phone, if it's easier for you, just it's a little box.
okay.
It's not zero, very little character.
Yeah,
and just
I gotcha.
kind of making it pretty. All the other houses on the block have some type of front.
Yeah.
Structure, some type of front. Yeah, that's the house.
Would
That's,
look
Okay,
nice.
there it is.
Oh, yeah.
No, that'll definitely help
yeah.
it.
I think it's an improvement on the neighborhood,
Sure.
improvement on the area.
Mm-hmm. Be real cute.
That's a slam. Anybody want to make a motion? Go ahead,
The
Julie.
aesthetic
will.
is okay.
Yeah.
But you could have a choice to shorten it or go to the zoning board to the top of
So we don't have to come back if we want to.
Not to us. No.
If the look stays the same,
Right.
it's just shorten.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. I make a motion that a certificate of appropriateness be granted in case number 2018-030A at 5149 Morse, as presented.
Anybody second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So passed. Good luck. Sure. Case 2018-31A, Robert David, 7420 Trip. Approved by staff.
Approved by staff.
Case, I like that. Case 2018-32A, Sherry Shiner, or unless it's Shriner, but 9438 Kildare.
The staff has no objections with the overall design.
So far, we're moving in the right direction.
Material board?
Okay. I gotta wait for an official drawing. What are you doing here?
Party slab siding, party corner boards on the addition.
This is all in the back?
That's all in the back.
Okay.
The only thing you see from the front is the little extension of the hip.
You're gonna match the roof. You're gonna go with that kind of a, I call it green. Some people might call it blue. But that's the siding color?
Seafoam.
Green,
Seafoam? Oh. Anybody?
natural green, looks good.
Looks fine.
Do we like it?
Looks
do.
good. Yep.
All right. Somebody make a motion.
Okay.
I move that a certificate of appropriateness be granted in case number 2018-032A at 9438 Kildare, as presented.
Anybody second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So passed. Sure. Case 2018-33A, Julian and Isabel Machado, at 55 Salem Lane.
The staff has no objections with the overall design. Technical items include requesting a parking variation from the Zoning Board of Appeals due to an increase in the number of bedrooms.
Hello. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Good.
Mr. Walsh should probably be doing this.
No, don't worry about it. We'll get. Don't you feel like you need protection? Don't. We're not. We're not.
We're okay, we can take care of ourselves.
If we get through it before he gets back here, you don't have to pay him to come to the meeting. So you understand what they're talking about with the parking spot? If, you know,
Yeah, I
okay.
read about it,
Not
but I'm
totally.
not sure how the process is. We're not sure how to.
Want to enlighten them, Carrie, or no?
Yeah, and I guess I'd just like to understand the request, how it pertains to the addition that we're doing. the additional parking.
Anytime there's additional bedroom put on a residence, and they only have 1 or 0 parking space, the minimum is 2 parking space on residential homes.
Okay.
So it could either be a garage or a legal parking pad, so,
So the existing driveway plus the garage isn't sufficient?
correct, the driveway doesn't count, tandem parking doesn't count.
Okay.
But in areas where no alleys, it's, board listens more carefully.
There are people in you're in
New England.
New England
Yeah.
that have the same addition,
Yeah.
and so
Yeah,
just you'll be fine. It's just another hurdle you're gonna have to
Yeah.
jump.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's just something we need to
Right.
follow up on,
Right.
basically.
I'm not saying you're gonna
Whatever
get it,
this-
but
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to say that. I'm just saying it's been done before. How about
So,
that?
I mean,
Whichever one of you decides to come in, it's Brian Augustin, he does our zoning.
Yeah.
yeah,
So whether-
and in theory, we have to wait for that before we can be granted a permit, right? A building permit.
Right, but right, correct.
can do it.
But they'll do what they
We
can
just
to
had to,
expedite,
go
right?
through
Did
the-
you review
Right.
it yet?
No.
I did. I mean, anybody have any issues with it? It's the same addition that, there's 3 or 4 of these in the same area. Looks well done.
Okay by me.
Ross, make a motion.
Do I have to include the parking thing in the motion?
Yes, just say that they have to appear in front of zoning for
Okay.
parking issues.
I make a motion that a certificate of appropriateness be granted in case number 2018-33A, subject to a variance in the parking as submitted.
Anybody second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. So passed. Thank you. Sure.
Thank you.
Case 2018-34A, Aaron and Molly Wynn, 8326 Costner.
The staff has no objections with the overall design. Technical items include ensuring proper head clearance for the stairway.
Yes, stairway. The existing stairway?
we're not making any changes to the registry.
Let me see this. We'll be the judge of that. Technically, ensuring proper head clearance for the stairway. Is there a porch there or something?
These steps and there's.
Till I see the drawings.
Not, that I'm aware of. There's a porch in the rear, and when you enter, you can either go downstairs into the basement or continue on another way.
We'll take a look at the drawings while they clean up that.
The comment that we were making is, as you come up the stairs, you got the toilet there. So we don't know if you're gonna make the headroom as you make it up the stairs. Follow what I'm saying?
Okay, so
You see how you come, I don't know if you,
yes.
because you're going up the stairs and you're gonna hit the floor of underneath where the bathroom is.
Right. So this is
It's
the
an
first floor.
They're not gonna review there right now. So I
Right.
think you're starting to go up.
So this is already existing, how this wall is here. That bathroom is already there,
Okay.
how it is.
Yeah, they just couldn't pick it up, so. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Right, Nathan? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
And really, we're just extending further to
Did you read in the comments?
east.
I did.
And not changing the wall line. on that
Okay,
side
so
of
it's
the
just
building.
it's a side dormer,
Correct.
dormer expansion.
Right, so where the dormer is
Thank you.
existing.
You guys got it? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Where
What-
the dormer is
Sure.
existing
What-
is extended to the front of the house, but not being changed at the south, or at the west side of the house.
You-
So this is the front.
Right. This
So
is
this
all,
is
this is all new?
I'm sorry.
Is this
So-
bump out all new?
There is an existing bump out that is basically from this part. So
Okay, so
right
you're
here.
extending it out.
We're extending it
Yeah.
out and bumping it out further
Yeah.
out.
Yeah,
this
all right,
way.
so you're running it out to here from
Yeah, not quite all the way to
maybe
the-
it was there.
Exactly.
Okay, I got it.
Not all the way to the brick, but.
And you're matching them, what kind of materials?
It's all, so right now there's aluminum siding, so it's all going to be vinyl siding, but all white, and it's all gonna be the same size.
This color?
Yep,
Okay,
and new roof.
got it.
Is this the dormer you're talking about?
Yeah, right
Exactly.
here.
Oh, good.
Cool. Joel, you like it?
Yes.
Let them know how you like it.
I make a motion that a certificate of appropriateness be granted for case number 2018-34A at 8326 Costner Avenue as presented.
Anybody second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? No opposed, so passed. Good luck.
Thank you.
Case 2018-35A, Patrick and Aaron Rams, 9536 Avers.
The staff has no objections with the overall design. Technical items include requesting a side yard setback variation from the zoning board of appeals to allow an addition within the required side yard setback. Hi.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
We're doing great.
You're busy.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
What are we on?
35A.
35A, the last of the residentials. So you guys know that about, you might have a side yard issue in the plan?
He just mentioned it, the first we've heard of it.
Okay, so,
We're not building any further to the side than the garage is currently. You want existing non-conforming? Correct. Gotcha. Can we go
Okay.
for zoning and get that eliminated?
so, yeah, it's just another, just like the previous,
Brian has one of my-
yeah, so just, he'll explain to you what it is, it's just another process you have to do.
It's
Where is
a-
that part over the garage or where the kitchen?
It's,
It's the garage.
you got this footprint here now,
Yeah,
and then you're putting this on top of it?
yeah,
Yeah, it's,
okay.
it's just it's a zoning that they have to bless it. Right. Yeah.
Side match.
Yeah. Pretty easy. You like it, Julie?
Yeah,
All right. Make a motion.
okay. I will.
Do you know what piece this is from?
It is Avers. Where am I?
Those are
Okay.
our neighbors.
Those are yours? Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
Well, that's our.
Okay.
that's
Good.
Okay, can I go?
Yes, you may.
I move that a certificate of appropriateness be granted in case number 2018-035A at 9536 Avers as presented.
Anybody second?
Except for
Oh, except-
verification of setback requirements with the zoning department.
Great. Anybody, second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So passed.
Thank you.
Forgot
Great.
that.
Sure,
Pleasure meeting you.
Say it fast.
sure.
Good luck.
Except for the zoning.
Tell 'em,
parking. You'll do fine.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
thanks, Jim. Okay, moving along. Case 2018-36A, Lee McKinney at 5010 Warren.
This proposal is currently under preliminary plan review with the village staff, and it is anticipated that this proposal will continue on to the Plan Commission and Village Board for site plan approval to allow a building taller than 45 feet on this site. The staff has some concerns with the overall aesthetics, including the primary brick color, the 5010 Warren Street address sign details,
Yeah.
perhaps a more modern style to coordinate with the building design, and relocating it into the parapet, and floors 2 through 4
Oh,
disregarding
good
the
idea.
corner at Elmwood. In addition, consideration should be given to lengthening and/or narrowing the window panes of the windows. Staff commends the petitioner for adding some design details to the east elevation at the request of the staff. However, more interest would be appreciated. It is assumed that the signable areas for the commercial space will be located in the cedar plank areas above the storefront windows, below the limestone band, and between the brick piers. Technical items include ensuring the bedrooms on floors 2 through 3 have code-compliant light, ventilation, and means of egress, as floor 4 will block access up to the roof when a new building is built next door. The first floor parking garage accessing Elmwood Avenue instead of the alley, and the first floor parking garage not meeting site distance triangle requirements. A reduction in the number of units is encouraged. The Forestry Division will review a forthcoming tree survey, tree preservation plan, and landscape plan with plant list.
So, this is currently an empty lot? Yeah.
The first 5 are the neighbors, and the last 4 are basically what the facade would look like.
And this is allowed in this, right here?
We have a new zoning district for downtown.
But is, so you're telling me it's allowed here?
Yes.
It's
Okay.
a CX district.
And what is this going to be, apartments?
Condominiums.
Yeah, that's an empty lot. I
Yeah,
tried to
so
sell,
that's what- yeah, the
I
first
tried to
5
sell
are-
that whole block several years ago.
And then the last 4 are just the facade.
All right, which way did?
I know where it is.
I don't. Which way does this go?
like that.
Closer.
This elevation,
Is this
So here's Warren,
so this elevation.
north
here is
elevation?
okay,
garage
That's
goes
the
down
back.
here.
okay, what's on Warren?
This
One
is
has got the-
south elevation. This is south.
Okay, and then the back side of it is
Yes.
the handball court, right? It's just this wall?
No, that's the wall that's gonna be.
Yeah, runs your
with the
lot
f-
line.
On the lot line. So
That's what I'm saying, that's up against,
yes.
That's
I
the
got it,
east.
I got it.
So one of the things
The
that we're
east wall.
mentioning, if there's a building here, we might.
Yeah,
want
that's
to
gonna
go
continue
on.
on for the right wall.
So it's gonna change the layout of the units.
That's actually just
Bathroom.
It's just the bathroom. So the bathroom doesn't have a window anyway, so it's just gonna be pushed.
Just make it count.
Brick colors
I
and
am
whatnot,
not in
it's
favor
very
of
good,
the
very
color,
dark, huh?
personally.
Yeah, so if you look at the at the end here, you can sort of see.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's bad, I'm just saying it's dark.
With the glasses, yeah, I agree.
It's too dark.
So that's really like a combination with the front.
That color?
Yeah, because that's actually aluminum, but that looks like these different colors of the lights.
Look much better, it's just, this is just a photo.
Right, I
So
know,
we
I know,
don't see
the
the
render, I know
tones or
renderings
light
make it
and
look
stuff.
very dark.
Yeah.
Do you see the picture, Julie?
It's still dark.
Yeah, it's dark,
This
there's
is
no doubt.
dark. Okay.
So
contemporary.
And the top wants to be what?
And the windows are dark
The
stone.
lime.
Or just a straight line? So this is the limestone up
This is
against
what
that,
the
okay.
brick looks like from the
Will there be a
shot.
contrasting mortar like there is in
Not
this?
as dark
Yes.
as that rendering.
These
Okay.
others, I think, feels a little too dark.
It's too dark.
It's a little
The
too
what?
commercial.
This looks better.
I haven't gotten there yet.
Oh, that's maybe the deck.
And then off.
Is
of
this
the-
just decking material?
That's where, yeah, so this planking here will be above here, up top here,
Okay.
on the, if you go over the
So
next-
in this brown area, we're gonna
Yes.
see that.
That, and then
Is it synthetic or is it real?
we're gonna use, probably real cedar. Okay, so then this here, this will all be cedar, and that's cedar.
You're gonna love that.
And then what we did on this here, we actually incorporated limestone sills. So it actually looks more like that. I'm sorry.
You'll let the condo association deal with the cedar when you're done?
Or what type of-
Well, I can go with this here. This is.
Well, I'm just, you you can make it maintenance free or you can make it,
Well, I find if you're using the right quality to begin with and
right,
treat
I
it
get it.
properly before it's hung, you're
Right.
gonna get 30, 40 years out of it.
Okay. Yeah, anybody have any,
And the railings
comments went on
are,
and on, so I don't.
Aluminum glass. So this is just almost
I think
identical
the
to
east
what
side
you
is
see.
Even
kind
the
of
limestone
depressing.
is gonna
Right.
look like color.
This is just too
This one,
solid.
all the,
You see, the problem with that, that's is there a lot line?
They have to.
East side, right?
Yeah, there's a building
That's
that's
Stacy.
built right next to it, so it's sort of.
East?
East.
Isn't this the east view? It's not on the corner?
No, the-
You're asking for
the
the
west-
space.
the west is
That's the corner,
This is the corner.
and that's the property
That's
line.
how you zero in.
Okay.
It's the opposite side of it.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
That's why there's nothing
Got it.
did you bring any
We continue this
storefront material?
stone, just because they asked for it, and then it's really.
Are you using black anodized or dark anodized? You know,
The railings?
for the,
Of the
for the aluminum on the storefront? Do you know yet?
And the other question is an oversized brick.
I'd say probably dark. We can,
All right,
we
yeah.
can go bronze or black.
Well, whatever makes the most, whatever looks right. I mean, I
I'm
can't.
thinking
would
maybe a
probably look
bronze,
really
just
nice
because
with
of
Dark
that.
bronze anodized,
Yeah.
okay.
Right,
That would
because
look
of,
nice.
because with the cedar.
Right, it'll
it's sort of
marry up the
two-to-two.
colors, right.
Exactly.
That's a good choice.
And then is that the brick size you're using?
Yeah, utilities,
But it's that size?
yes.
Okay.
Just because since we're going on all four sides, brick and
Okay.
block.
You have the sample for the limestone?
This
Where's
is
the
black.
block?
That's,
Oh, just the light. Mm-hmm.
Where's the block?
Yeah.
one?
did you say there is gonna be some
Small
block
lights.
or is it all brick?
Oh, no, I'm saying the block on the inside, it's a.
Yeah,
All
okay.
bare masonry.
Face.
So
Okay.
it's a block interior, brick, interior.
But the whole
Okay.
skin, other than
brick
the
is
wood
stone,
and the
wood
limestone
is
is this?
wood.
Okay.
I mean, there might be, I said the aluminum and then aluminum
What are
cap on
these,
top.
glass?
Anybody have?
And,
Is this-
and I'm sorry,
Is
this
this
is
glass? What is
stone
this?
as well.
Yes, that's, yeah, exactly.
There, there,
And it's about what? Oh, it has to be a
column
code, right? 40
closures,
inches.
stone, and
It's
then
just like this kind
what's-
of material.
Is this brick?
It's gonna look
Okay.
cool. I think the combination's kinda neat. Yeah. I like the bronze idea with it.
And the comment regarding, assume the sign, well, let's see.
What about the address sign?
Alright, so we have,
I'm not kinda.
So the mailman doesn't miss it.
It could still.
So we have numbers over.
yeah, so this is actually recessed on a triangle, so we have numbers there.
Well, no, we're talking about
On the building.
why it's, you know, maybe,
Is it?
that looks better than,
Oh, yes.
what
no,
you
we-
have
we
there
changed it,
looks
we
better
changed
than
it, yeah,
that.
so we're-
Show
we're
that
just
to,
gonna
show
put
that
that
to
in.
Joel. That one makes
Yeah.
more sense.
Oh,
that's better.
Yeah. See, they anticipated it.
So, yeah, so we got it going both.
Oh, it'll look cool.
Side
It'll be
entrance, and then that's like
contemporary.
a
So that's on the
45.
limestone.
And I thought about maybe even put the address on the outside, like that
Mhm.
5010
Oh,
on Warren side, so it's right there.
this one is clear, right?
uh-huh.
We got that
Mhm.
little recessed triangle going back there, so.
Oh, if it's okay with the building, you know, there's a limit on signs on how many you can put on one wall.
Right. It
Design.
would just be actually just carved in the stone, just the numbers 501.
So, let's make a motion unless everybody's done with the comments.
Sure, I make a motion that a certificate of appropriateness be granted in case number 2018-036A at 5010 Warren, with the revisions presented at the meeting regarding the large address sign. All other materials as presented, dark bronze anodized for the storefront materials, the limestone stone at the parapets and headers above the first floor storefront. The ebonite smooth brick, glass rails, and the aluminum anodized, clear anodized, I presume, and clear anodized aluminum for the railing supports.
Anybody second?
Second.
Anybody all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So passed. All right,
Cool.
thank you guys. Good luck. Case 2018-37A, Skokie School District 68.
Take them far.
Is it 9337A? Staff has no objections with the overall sign package. This proposal will continue on to the Plan Commission and Village Board for site plan approval to allow improvements to a site greater than 1 acre in area. Although the proposed new sign is on the administration property greater than 1 acre in area, the Old Orchard Junior High School signage is included in the package to minimize the need to return for future signage improvements for the District 68 campus.
Jim? Go ahead. Keep going.
Proposed ground sign with changeable copy, 32 square feet changeable copy, 48 square feet overall, brick base, color, texture to match building. Sign number 2, Skokie School District 68 Educational Service Center, ground sign 16.67 square feet. Sign 3, Niles Township Schools, ELL Education Service Center, ground sign 22.88 square feet. Sign number 4, Skokie School District 68 Educational Service Center, 9440 Kenton Avenue, Skokie, Illinois 60076, ground sign 69.67 square feet. Does not include the background wall. Sign number 5, Niles Township Schools, ELL Parent Center, projecting wall sign 2.92 square feet, V shape. Number 6, Old Orchard Junior High School, ground sign TBV, sign number 7, Early Childhood Center, 847-677-4560, ground sign 30.44 square feet. Early Childhood Center, School District 68, wall sign 36 square feet. Some of the existing signs do not comply with the sign regulations of the village code. Should any of them be damaged or replaced, they must be brought into compliance with the sign regulations. However, with the sign plan approval process, replacement signs will be allowed in these locations with any changes in sign design, only going through the Appearance Commission and a modified review process. Is this all part, geez, do I have to read this?
No.
Okay, thank you.
So, do these not comply? Why are we seeing the sign package?
Wow, there's a lot of them.
We're seeing the sign package because the property that this is being located on is greater than 1 acre in area, and so that kicks in the site plan approval process for institutions and or schools due to a case, 3 years ago?
Okay.
The Crystal Lake case involves a more municipal review of projects before they actually get constructed, so this is...
But this is purely a sign project, right?
This is purely a sign project.
Some of them are
This
just,
is the junior high.
Right.
This
And
is
you-
the
All except
administration
the one that
building.
you see up on the screen are existing.
the one that was
Yeah, that's it. I mean,
So they're replacing these.
I don't see any
I mean, what's there to
issue with
argue
any of
with?
these. Does anybody have any issue with these? No?
No, I don't think so.
All right.
Just subject to another review.
Shauna, you want to make a motion?
Yeah. I make a motion that certificate of appropriateness be granted for case number 2018-037A located at 9300 and 9440 Kenton as presented.
Anybody second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So passed. Good luck. Case 2018-15A, 3752 E Avenue, BP Dunkin' Donuts, Building A. All right, is this part of a, hang on, wait, before we, are these the last case?
No, there's
Three more.
two more afterwards.
Can you guys mind hanging out for just 5 more minutes before, because you guys got a long case, and I can just get these guys out the door real quick. You mind, I'm sorry, Michael. You guys, is everybody okay with that? All right. Sorry about that, guys. I know you were all ready to go. I've been in that situation before. Case 2018-38A, Bill Lyons, 10071 Skokie Boulevard, a commercial facade.
No.
Board in the center, and they want to reclad the brick with,
I'm sorry, we're on 38A?
We are at 38A.
A.
Oh my God, is it that long?
No. Staff has no objections
Oh,
with the
that's fine.
overall design. However, it is requested that the brick be preserved and encased by the new materials instead of stripped off the building, even if it's non-structural. Technical items include obtaining relief from the sign regulations of the village code through the zoning board of appeals, as only one wall sign is allowed facing street frontage.
Hey guys, so where is this?
so the new facade is the room and board shopping center, so the new facade is gonna go all the entire front. Is there a?
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, I'm lost. It's north of EJ, north of Denali.
Yes.
Okay, got it,
Yes.
yeah, got it. And I'm sorry, what are you guys doing, a new facade all the way through it?
Right, so the rendering up on the screen, which isn't included in the
Okay.
package, starts to show what we're looking at.
Okay.
So we've got some existing photos if you guys wanted to take a look at those, or just to see what it looks like now. Essentially, we're leaving.
I know, it's just a bland
It'll look much
brown
better.
wall.
It's all this,
Right,
yeah.
right,
Yeah.
I agree.
This will look
And
much
this will
better.
look much
So we're
better.
giving it a new facelift that'll reflect.
Looks
the
good.
brand.
Looks more modern. It's really good.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be much better.
Much nicer.
What's the, and so this is the,
Right, so on
the
that-
main material is on the wood.
Right.
This is what it looks like right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the other thing that they're doing is they're reducing the size of the parking lot.
Correct.
They're getting rid of the exit over here,
Okay.
Oh.
and they're enlarging the park. Well, I should let them.
Yeah.
No, cut to the chase, Nate.
We can go
Sure.
to. There we go.
You know, basically, bringing it more into, like Bill said, our brand standard, but also, you know, it used to be a
Prettier.
strip mall,
It's
and
gonna
now
be
it's a
pretty.
single use.
Yep.
We don't need the additional parking.
Right.
And just,
It's gonna be pretty.
exactly, bring more green space to the area.
Do you guys own the property, do you know?
Our owner does.
The owner of room
The
and
owner.
board.
Okay, good, so you're not a tenant in there?
No.
No.
Okay. Was that over the last 10 years, or was he a tenant?
He
He
developed
originally
it.
developed.
Okay, so it was his all, okay,
Yeah.
Correct.
got it.
Yes.
Right. So the plantings that we're doing that you see in the package are going to be native Illinois prairie
Okay.
grasses and
Where's Mary
flowers.
Jane?
Yeah,
This
Mary,
is pretty.
trust me, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
So the rendering, if you can snap to that, is just to go
I
to
think the other direction.
Go back. Oh, it
just
looks
about
like
the
we've shared
materiality
that
of the
way.
building.
Next, back.
So
Yeah.
there we go.
Uh-huh.
So where the pedestrians are, more the
Yep.
base, if you will,
Yep.
will be this material,
Yep.
which is a thermally modified elm.
Yep.
We're doing a totally new storefront, which is going to be this
Mhm.
charcoal gray that you see. We're doing a pergola that leads into the new front entrance. That'll be steel. That'll have
Very
lit. That'll be
nice.
lit. And then the top portion, again encasing the brick, which we will do
Yep.
based on the comments, will be this stucco type material.
Okay.
So this will be the palette.
And what was the comment about the sign?
It's our understanding that we need to go through zoning because there's more than one sign facing Skokie Boulevard.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah, there are
right.
3 signs proposed and technically
Can't
So
one is
we'll
allowed, so.
pass it and let you go talk to them. No, I mean, you have
technicality.
subtle and subdued, you're fine. But they can deal with that. You guys like it?
Yeah, okay.
Who wants it?
Very nice.
Oh,
These
these
are
are just some
examples.
examples, and this was
Yeah.
on the Denver store that we just, did, as well as the next page.
If you were the
are
first case on our agenda, we'd let you go through all these, but you're toward the
Yeah.
end, so we're gonna cut you off.
Nope, not a problem. No
We
complaints.
like women board and school.
Yeah, exactly. Tom, why don't you make a motion?
I move that appropriateness be granted in case
guys.
number 2018-038A at 10,071 Skokie Boulevard as presented, with, of course, the technical items gaining relief from the zoning board of appeals.
Anybody second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So passed. Okay, good luck, guys.
Thank you, gentlemen.
All right, and then we're going to now go to your case, Michael, because that car wash case looks like it's got a long comment read. So, we're gonna go to 3750 Toohey Avenue, which I believe has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cases attached to it, right?
Yeah, I think we reduced that down to 3, is that correct?
I don't know. I don't know.
The site area got a little bit
We're
smaller.
gonna do 16 first.
Well, hang on one second, let's figure out something here. So, I've got 5 case numbers here. Is it 5
Yes.
case numbers?
So when they originally applied, there were 5 buildings, or one was an addition, but there were we divided
I don't need
up
it.
the
Thank you.
proposal into, actually, I should probably stand closer to the microphone.
He's got a site plan here.
Yes, so originally, when they applied, I think back in February, March, there were 2 other buildings proposed. So we had set up the cases
Right?
as that, and we continued them. So basically, 15A and maybe 18A, they're officially withdrawn, and so cases, since we've already set them
I
up,
see
we just
that.
wanted, it was more of a administrative, just
Yep.
properly closing it out. So we're only, now there are only 3 buildings, 2 new ones and an addition, or well, not an addition, but a new
Got it.
renovation. So it's been narrowed down to,
That's not the right one.
What's that?
The slide.
I thought we were doing
slide.
the last one first before, so.
Oh.
No, we were, and then I'm sorry, I messed you up.
Yeah.
It's a good looking car wash.
Another one?
Well, on the screen it is. When it's done, it might look different than what you see.
Yeah, so I think on your list of owner restaurants, first one, for sure.
Correct.
Okay, so which is
All right.
with this awning?
So I just want to, I don't want to have Tom read a bunch of stuff that if he doesn't have to. Hang on, I'm trying to get to the bottom of this.
I think it's this one.
Yeah, go ahead. 16A and 17A.
Isn't it
Are we gonna talk about them one
30?
at a time, I presume?
Well,
Or should I
are the
read them
comments
all?
relatively the same?
We don't even have. Do we?
Go ahead and read them. 16, go 16A.
One at a time, then. 3754 Tui, Restaurant B, Bona. Staff has no objections with the overall design. However, it is recommended that the Bona Tower feature be more prominent at the corner of the building, and additional facade details be added to the east elevation for customers approaching the building from the east. Relief from the sign code will be required for the sign package as shown, including number of signs per facade and lettering mounted on top of the canopy. If the Appearance Commission is supportive of the original Italian beef lettering, the letters should be reduced in size to be 10% away from the top and bottom edges of the material to which they are attached.
Okay. You guys want to take us through that building? This is,
Yeah, so I guess in response to the tower, we did raise it to 30 feet on the revised elevations. And I don't know, I'm not sure if that's what I couldn't read the dimensions on it, but we did increase that. The existing,
That's 30.
30, okay, yeah, so we raised the tower up approximately 6 feet, the front wall 4 feet, and then all the other 3 walls 3 feet. We did some little sight lines from the street, and obviously it's blocked out by the DP and that fence that's there. And we look at that, the existing building, the factory buildings that are back there, industrial buildings are back there, about 16 feet. you can still see about.
Where is it in the site?
4 feet.
That one?
Yeah, so the Boulder Restaurant's back
Okay.
here. And so the building that we're demolishing back there has about a 16-foot height to it. Looking at the street view, you see about, estimate about 4 or 5 feet. So we're thinking we're gonna see that tower, 14 feet or so.
That's 2E right there, where it says conceptual landscape?
Right, right.
Okay.
Yeah, the Walmart's in there.
Got it?
BP and then the drive-through.
Okay.
And then in response to the east elevation, I just did a little, just did a little sketch of what potentially we could do on the back. And I think the only thing that, in my opinion, is misleading is that there's a service door back there. But what I thought is maybe what we do is just add another tower, a tower to it. It's kind of just a rough little sketch of the back of the building. But because that is in line, your comment is about where you're coming from east. Well, that's directly kind of centered in on that east elevation. The only thing that, it's highlighting a service door. But but I thought we did have a sign up there. I think if we moved the sign, it would actually present that east side, east elevation better.
You put the sign in the tower.
I would put the sign in the tower, correct.
What's on the lot right now? I can't see.
Right now.
It's an old industrial building.
I don't know if there's any.
We demolished the industrial building that fronts Tui, and the industrial building that fronts Hamlin is still there.
So basically.
It's just under a 30,000 square foot building. So it
Okay.
occupies a majority of the site.
Okay.
Basically, Mike, what used to be there is a building that took this part right over here, and the parking lot was right here.
Okay.
It was a big building, I think it was something like that. And the other one you took down was this one.
So what's proposed to be in the shaded area in the bottom left of the plan?
This is the gas station, and it's staying there.
It's staying there.
And that's the car wash, and that's the pumping islands, and that's the convenience store.
Interesting.
The original plan was to develop the whole thing, but I guess that's.
If they want to go in there behind the gas station where nobody can see them, I guess that's.
The name will draw the people.
Yeah, I get it, but okay. That's
Yeah,
why
it's
I'm
a-
not a developer. I don't see those things. Okay. So that's the view. The top view is what we see from Chewy,
Correct, there's a rendering there.
and then the
Behind the gas station.
what's the Hamlin view?
Maybe I'll show you real quick, I've got it.
That's it right there.
Yeah. We got one. We got
Oh,
one.
you got it, okay.
So there's a drive-through line along Hamlin.
Drive, line is, no, it's on the back, it's.
It's right there. I see it.
Yeah.
Right
Yeah,
there.
but is that Hamlin right there?
Oh, here, yeah,
Yep.
the exit.
It's kind of a boring elevation, guys, on Hamlin.
But it faces the back of an industrial building there.
Oh, isn't
This
it-
is, no,
is this?
Hamlin's over here.
Oh, that's the
That's the
backside.
backside
I'm
of the
sorry.
drive-through.
I don't have the. Okay. Where's
Yeah, so the back, so, let me just twist around here. So the back side is, this is the,
Drive-through side.
that's the drive-through side.
It's a little better, but.
But there's a building that's right.
Yeah, back, well,
You
back
see
there.
the gray building on the site plan that he's got on.
I guess I'm just saying, what does this square want to be? Is that your?
Well,
is
those
that
are
your-
typically-
Is that your point of interest?
They're typically painted kind of graphics on there that weren't allowed in the. thing,
Right.
So we took those off. He just says pizza salads and sandwiches. And it's kind of, they're big graphic kind of areas that we typically paint.
Okay.
So where's the menu board?
You won't see that well at all.
Menu boards around the
There's a
other,
building right
yeah,
there.
menu boards actually out here where the double drive is.
Mm-hmm.
No, you will see it. That's a street there.
Yeah, but to the north of the drive-through is a building.
I know that.
Here.
That's the other. This elevation here is what he's pointing at.
Right.
And
so
there's a
the
street
out-
there.
oh,
That's
you
all.
want
I don't
Waldo
care
side
about
on
what's behind it.
Hamlin.
Right. Okay.
John, maybe explain the difference in the material that you're using for that elevation.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, so the basic I guess the contrast in the bricks is that we've got like a Chicago common brick, and we've got a, it should be in your.
That's fine.
Thing too,
Yeah.
but there's the base of the building is a Chicago common brick, and then the front is a dark iron magnesium brick. It's a dark brick, and there's a great contrast to it, and it's kind of the gray tones that play off of the orange signs that Bona has. That they do a good job of when we look at it when we're all done and presenting the image that Bona is trying to represent to it. You also have a lot of steel details in there as well, and more industrial details in there.
Okay. Anybody have any?
It's fine.
All right. Somebody want to make a motion? Well, so there's the issue of the signage. So the original Italian beef.
So, yeah.
What are the things that aren't conforming again, Carrie? Can you just bring them to our?
Well, they could basically, based on our sign code, just have one sign facing Hamlin, because that's their only street frontage. So any additional signage, like on the south elevation, the east elevation shown there, and then also, I think there might have been one on the north elevation.
Well, I'm confused because the one Hamlin is. You told me Tui was at the bottom of the plan.
This is Tui, right? This is right. So Tui's here.
Right.
This faces actually what? East, or I'm sorry, no, south. That's our south elevation. Part of what we tried to do with the design in this the actual canopy. This is Bona and the original Italian beef was kind of a pullback from like the meat packing and the industrial buildings, and so we kind of, it is a sign, but it's also part of their branding and part of their image, and it doesn't face the street, and
Can you just look at the screen? Am I wrong? Is this this faces Tui and this faces Hamlin, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, because somebody said
No,
there was
no,
two
no.
signs facing
No.
Hamlin.
This is
No,
here,
there's
this
two
is
signs facing.
this side right here, right, is Tui, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's
So-
what I'm
yeah,
saying. That's the
okay,
Tui.
right.
So that's the part that we're trying to give them.
They have a sign on Hamlin.
Uh-huh.
There's the two on Tui and the one facing, the one that you see on the screen over there,
Uh-huh.
that faces east to Walmart.
Uh-huh.
So these are the three they're asking for the relief for.
Why the one facing east needs relief?
Because it's not on a street either.
It's not facing the street.
It has to face a street.
Oh, okay.
The thought
Yeah,
process
alright.
with that was kind of related to your comments on the east
Yeah.
facade
The parking
as well. and you're trying
I mean,
to-
I personally don't have a problem with any of them. Do any of you guys have a?
No.
Well, the other question is he was also mentioning if you wanna see that tower, he would put the sign in the tower, which would be really nice. It would line up
In
with
which
that
tower?
That's so there was a comment about the east elevation.
Right, can you show him that elevation, please?
Right, so this is the back of the
We had a
building.
comment
That's
about that elevation was plain, so he
Right.
wants to contemplate a tower there, and then he'll move that.
The
phone,
sign.
phone
Oh, yeah.
Right.
To
You're
the
talking about
tower.
on the bottom elevation?
Yes.
For
Yes.
sure.
Put it
He'll
in.
move that into the tower.
For sure.
I don't,
Yeah,
Right.
right, you got it.
and that lines
So you're
up-
gonna add a tower.
Correct.
Got
And
it.
that lines nicely with the.
Yeah, that'll make that look much
drive
better.
out.
Picks up the
Right.
access on the parking, and the ingress into the whole site.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Actually, I have a quick question, just to be clear. Are you looking just to do brick now? Or is there some
No,
wood
the tower still
future?
has the cementitious, it's a wood look.
Wood
but
look,
that's what it
okay.
is, yeah.
The tower facing south, but the tower facing east would be just be mason.
Amazing, correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this elevation that shows brick will be the cementatious board.
You know what, I think it's really a,
And what's to be that,
it's
right?
a wood, yeah,
That's fine.
yeah, that's what it is. I think it's just the PDF or something.
Because that calls out the fact that that's where your door is, and so
Right.
that'll be different than the other tower, which is masonry, and they'll get
Exactly.
run over in a drive-through lane if things. Okay. Okay.
Right.
So we wanna make a motion on that case? You got a lot of notes there, because you gotta add the tower. Get the mental capacity for that one?
Yeah, sure, I got it all covered. I move that a certificate of appropriateness be granted in case number 2018-016A, 3754 Tui Restaurant B, for Bona, with the following provisions: that the addition of a tower, a masonry tower on the east elevation be added to provide more interest, and a permission of a sign affixed to that tower, provided it passes the zoning board of appeals approval, be added, and I
That's it.
think that's about it.
Anybody second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed? So passed. All right, that case is done. Case 2018-17A, 3710 Toohey Avenue, Restaurant Retail A.
Which was formerly Building C, general sales or services. Staff has no objections with the overall concept. However, the south elevation looks like the back of the building, which is not desirable along Toohey Avenue. Every effort should be made to make this elevation look like the front of the building. More storefront glass and awnings, like the north elevation, should be considered. Tenants must not block these south windows with window film, a wall just inside the glass, etc. Consider locating the back of the house for each tenant adjacent to a party wall and not the south wall. Although the brick accent bands are a nice design feature, the solid brick southeast and southwest corners must be redesigned to include windows. Consider relocating the landlord utility rooms to an interior location, as the southeast corner is visible to westbound Toohey traffic and the driveway next to Wendy's.
Oh, this will be fun. All right, take us through it.
So to discuss the staff comments.
Yeah.
Ownership's open to, this is the south elevation that I think is most in question from staff. So ownership's agreed to opening up.
Michael, can you show us, is it that building in the bottom right corner?
Yeah, it's this building
Okay.
along here that fronts right on, right along Toohey
Uh-huh.
and entrance to, I think this is Wendy's and then the main entrance into
Okay.
the development. So we wanted to create shoulders at the corner, kind of bookends to anchor the corner. We're open to opening up these corners with glazing, not unlike the image from the Brookfield Commons project in Brookfield, Wisconsin. That was part of staff report. Getting storefront in these corners, which would be on the south facade facing Toohey, and then also the corners here and here, so you see it, because you're going to see it on the oblique coming in. And then these were the doors leading into the utility rooms. Those would be relocated to an internal area so that we could get glazing on the two sides of the corner elements. I think we increased the size of the storefront along Toohey. We've got about 12 feet width of storefront. We added awnings to that to mimic what's going on the north facade. The materials that we have before you here, as was mentioned before, a lot of the industrial buildings in the back are common brick, and the Buona is going to be similar to a Chicago Common.
Can I stop you for 1 second?
Absolutely.
So that plan's not accurate, right? I mean, the rendering, I mean, what are those circles with the?
Right here?
Yeah, what is that?
Trees.
All right, so what is, I don't see the,
Let me get the site plan, if that's.
I don't see these big corners that are protruding out properly. I just see a square box there, so it might.
Sure, so what we've done is the face of this brick wall is in the same plane as this. We have a slight
Alright.
recess. in
I just
material.
want to make sure, okay, good.
Yeah.
So the bottom's facing, all right, let's look at,
So that's where you get
this
the-
one's more accurate is what you're telling me? Or that one, yeah, that one is more accurate, okay.
So what's not shown are the notches in the wall here, that creates these slight recessed areas here and here.
So what does this building want to be? I mean,
So
who's leasing it? You're leasing
It'll
it?
be a multi-tenant building, most likely. We anticipate, a percentage of it will be probably fast casual restaurants, and a percentage will be retail sales. At this point in time, we don't know, so what Mike's trying to design is a building
Right.
that has the flexibility to accommodate that. We think that the staff comments were good comments, and we think that we can take those and drive some of the leasing interest and utilization of that and the design of those interior spaces to function well with the more fenestration on the corners. It's always a challenge with the tenants and how they design the interiors, and the ordinance with these criteria will help us manage those negotiations, but We understand the intent and what we have to accomplish with the leasing to keep that Toohey Avenue face open and working like a front of the building.
So, I mean, that corner, that's a big, you got 2 entrances in that corner, right? That's the west.
So
That,
this is the.
yeah, I mean, they open into it.
It's the northwest corner, it's this corner.
Right.
We carry glazing along the west side, anticipating if it is a food use, perhaps this area could be used for some outdoor seating. We'll open up this corner with some glazing, which is the southwest corner of the building.
I'm just visioning it completed and you got a tenant in there and because that's a major entrance for what could be a very small tenant. You got two major entrances to it, what
At
could
the
be.
corner?
Yep.
I would think, as our leasing program advances, that each one of those end tenants is probably gonna be a minimum of 3,000 square feet, approximately a third of the building. So I think it'll have a scale to it that'll allow us to accomplish what the recommendations have been in terms of opening it, making it very prominent. I think, the key to that's working successfully is gonna be how we design that interior with those tenants. And while all the tenants are gonna tell us that their primary customer entrance is gonna be off of the north elevation that's adjacent to the off-street parking lot, I do think there are some interesting things that we can do with those corners.
Let me ask you this. Obviously, Buena you've signed, so you're in a hurry to do that. Are you guys in a hurry to do this? I mean, why wouldn't you just sit on this and wait a little bit?
Yeah, I
until you-
think what I would.
I mean, I'm not here's my problem, because we'll approve this, and then somebody's gonna come back in 6 months and I want an entrance like that, and I want that on the left side, and because it happens on Toohey and Lincolnwood Town Center all the time, or not Lincolnwood Town, Village Crossing. So, I mean, my thought is the north elevation really wants to have the left side look like the right side, but you don't know until you lease it,
Yeah, so I think what we can do is design it so that it's open, and then move forward with our leasing that way to accomplish that with the tenants. It does help us. We just finished a very similar series of buildings over 3 phases at Harlem and Cermak in Berwyn, and it's all the same type of tenants. It's
Right,
fast
I
casual
know, we're gonna see a Subway in there, we're gonna see the.
and, it'll be, when we have the ordinance that directed a lot of this, and we can share that with the tenants and the intent of it, that helps us encourage them to design it the way that we're discussing tonight. And if.
I mean, as I look at it, let me just give you I don't mind the south elevation that's facing Toohey, to be honest with you. I'm a little I don't mind elevation A either. The only thing, which is the one that's facing north, which is your client. Elevation, or excuse me, the west elevation I think is a little awkward just because it sets up that big corner with 2 major entrances in there where, I mean, that west elevation may not, we want to have a door in.
You're
Right.
You're referencing
Right,
that.
exactly.
Downplay that storefront.
I'm not, I think what I'm suggesting is you maybe come back because I think to build that might be a mistake that way.
Well, I don't think.
Based on leasing.
I agree with you. I mean, in today's environment, this building is gonna be 60 to 70% pre-leased.
Yeah.
Before we build it.
Right, and you can build this thing in this isn't that difficult to get done for leasing, right?
We would still like to get it through the entitlement process, because that helps us lease it.
Okay.
It's one
Right,
conversation
okay.
with the tenants that
Yeah,
if we're
okay.
not through the entitlements, if we're through the entitlements, subject to what we're talking about
Okay.
tonight with opening those corners with windows.
Okay.
It helps us lease it.
Okay.
They know it's
I get it.
imminent.
And then you could maybe come back and modify it if you need to after you're pre-released, but before you buy it. I understand.
An
Maybe
example
that's
would
in
be,
the door.
we just finished a building in Lombard on Butterfield Road, and we had a similar corner, and we ended up with an Anthony's Coal-Fired Pizza tenant. That's about a 3,100 square foot tenant, and that side elevation window, what they wanted to implement was one of these doors that kind of roll off.
Yeah.
So it's a.
Garage
it's a
door,
glass
seating for a rolling
garage
12,
door
yeah.
that opens up.
Right,
and
so
then
they could
have
put
an
seating,
open
yeah.
Area adjacent
Right.
to their bar. And
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
I get it. So how do we comment on this? I mean, obviously, you need to get through, get an approval so you can get some leasing done. That's what I'm to understand, correct?
Yes.
Does anybody else have any other comments? I don't want to steal the show.
I kind of agree with you that that entrance on the west elevation, it's like mirrored on
Right.
the north, and it's a little confusing.
But for the right tenant, it could be just fine.
Mhm.
But I think.
Could be a different type of door, could be a different kind of window.
I think knowing that they're gonna come back still for a modification before
Mhm.
construction, we'd be fine.
And it may not
as
even
it's built.
ultimately be two entrances. It could just be storefront and entrance.
That's my question is the,
It
is
doesn't
the
have to be a
concern the mass of this, or is it more the storefront? Because if the tenant wants this as the main entrance
Yeah.
off the parking
Right.
lot,
Then
and
you
this
don't
just be
want that.
storefront that they could have seating, you
Right.
wouldn't have doors.
Right,
And-
exactly.
And you might
Right.
even lose the
Right,
canopy as well.
right.
Correct.
So,
Right, so it could
Yeah,
be
I would want you to keep.
I'd
the
want to
canopy.
keep the
Well,
canopy, it
for
faces
continuity,
west, and
right.
then it'll help.
Yeah,
shade
okay.
some of that.
But, right, so.
Or they may want to do a
Yeah.
nano wall system or a
Right.
rolling shutter on this side that opens up to an outdoor terrace, where this is still the main pedestrian
Yep.
entrance
Yep.
component.
They can wait the 20 weeks for the nano wall.
Yeah.
It's not that long.
That is, it's crazy.
Really? That long?
All right,
Wow.
so, I don't know, is there anything we really want to modify at this stage? Carrie, are we making
I
a
don't
mistake
think
here?
so.
Talk to me.
I don't think there's a mistake. I think the improvements that are shown and then talking about the glass
Okay.
on the corners, I think that addresses the majority of our
And then
concerns.
the relocation utility rooms.
Yes.
Right. All right,
Hmm.
so, who wants to make a motion?
Sure, I move that a certificate of appropriateness be
Thanks,
granted in
Tom.
case number 2018-017A at 3710 Tui, Restaurant/Retail A, formerly Building C, with the following modifications. That south elevation employ more glass at the east and west ends in the block ends, as well as more glazing. Did we talk about it, Michael? In the, yes, and the west and east elevations as well. That in the future, the entry at the west elevation or the north elevation, pending leasing preferences, might lose an entrance but keep the storefront as shown. That all materials be as presented, and all of the other comments of staff be maintained.
Anybody second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, so passed. What's the next one?
So 18A was withdrawn, so now we'll move on to 19A.
All right, case 2018-19A, 3722, Tui Avenue, Retail C.
Formerly Retail E, general sales or service. Staff has no objections with the overall design, and it is presumed that, as the space may be divided, that additional glass doors may be added within the storefront window system. Signable areas, excuse me, should be located below the glass block windows and above tenant entrances only, and be broken between bays. The signable areas on the south elevation should be no more above grade than those on the west elevation. Alternately, signage could be provided on the awnings.
What, this here?
So this is an existing building, Chicago Common brick, load-bearing wall on the south face. No openings on the south wall, maybe one utility opening. On the west face, we're focusing just on the southern half of this building,
Uh-huh.
not this. The glass block windows in the transom area are existing. So we're proposing 3 larger scale storefront openings that will have doors per leasing, and awnings. On the south wall, load-bearing wall, we're proposing 2 larger scale openings and some smaller openings to try to maintain some of the integrity of the
Mhm.
load-bearing wall as much as possible. And then a new dark metal coping to pick up the dark tones of the other buildings in the development.
So what's the building look like north of the west elevation C? Because that's conveniently hidden in
This?
the elevation.
So this
How
building-
ugly is it?
This building, it's a continuation of Chicago Common and these punched openings and then a couple randomly placed overhead doors.
So whatever you're gonna do, like, what's the top element? Is that an aluminum?
This would be in a new aluminum coating.
And you would continue that on?
Not at this time, but.
Well, I mean, I don't want it to look, then I can't approve it. I gotta know what's going on over there. So,
So the north half of that building, so we came.
do you own the north half of the building?
We do.
Okay.
We own the, so it's just under a 40,000 square foot building. So the north half is currently 2 tenants. And then there's a small office component at the very north end. And there's a CrossFit gym in there, and then we've got an executed lease for the children's play area.
Okay.
So we had previously come before the village on a rezoning of that, and subject to tying in the south portion of the site and having cross parking, kind of dictated the utilization that was allowed. And so those have been permitted, licensed, and the CrossFit gym's open. The children's play area will open. So we did put some new storefront or in a limited basis for those businesses. And there is some work to be done on the north facade of that. But yeah,
I just don't want the elevation to look goofy, and it, so, you know, tell me it won't look goofy. I don't know, I don't know what it even looks like left of that elevation, Michael.
I don't think it will. I think it'll reflect what's
You know what it
going
looks like?
on.
Yeah, I mean, it just has.
What I would say is I think it will reflect when you look at that and experience it and drive from it, you know, most likely from the south going north, will be the majority of the traffic. I think it'll communicate what's going on. I think it'll communicate that the southern portion of the building is gonna be a little more active retail component, and then the north half is a little bit more service, you know, related uses with the gym and the play area.
All right, I'm trying to look up a photo of it. I can't figure out how to get the street view.
The street view, on the board.
Oh.
Okay.
Which, I'm sorry, point,
wider
it's that guy right there, okay.
Right here.
All right, so the punched openings continue, and does it have that little pilaster out in front that you're showing in the plan, or is that just a parking, that's just a parking blockade in that plan?
On the site plan.
Yeah, so that's just
a
a parking
It's
on
walls
it.
flush.
Well,
That's strike.
I mean, you gotta agree with me that if we're gonna do an aluminum thing along the
Can't
top,
stop
you
in
gotta
the
run the
middle.
whole thing.
Yeah, we could.
I mean, you gotta do some stuff to make it look, it can't just stop.
Coherent.
We could certainly do that on that west facade. The
Yeah.
east facade is an entirely, or I'm sorry, the north facade's an entirely.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
facade,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the south and the east, south and the west, pardon me, that, we gotta do that, just to give it a continuous look.
That would be.
Okay.
Yeah, we can carry that to the northwest corner.
Everything else is consistent. The holes, punch outs, you know.
Awesome. All right,
And you're gonna cut glass
wanna
into
give this one a try too?
Me? I don't know if I can handle it. I move that a certificate of appropriateness be granted in case number 2018-030. 019A, I'm sorry, at 3722 Tui, Retail C. As presented, with the provision that the coping at the top,
Continuous, yeah.
parapet coping be extended all the way to the north of the existing elevation.
Anybody second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So passed. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Good luck, take care. All right, last but not least, case 2018-39A, Car Wash Development LLC.
Staff has no objections with the overall design. However, it is recommended that the contrast between the three colors of the fiber cement panels be more subtle than shown. Technical items include obtaining relief from sign regulations through the site plan approval process and ensuring all HVAC, exhaust equipment, etc. be screened by the building and/or landscaping. Clear storefront glass is preferred over tinted glass. Although the south wall meets sign regulations, it is recommended that it be reduced in size sign height from 5 foot to 4 foot is suggested, so it is in better proportion with the facade to which it is attached. The east and west signs are not allowed per the village code and require relief, as the building has street frontage along south side of the property. If the Appearance Commission is supportive of these wall signs, it is recommended that they are also reduced in size from 5 foot to 3 foot is suggested, as the taller wall signs are smaller than the south facade wall area. In addition, all approved wall signs should also be shifted down from the top of parapet by 2.5 feet, which is 10% of the wall height, so as not to crowd the top of the building. Please note that the total building signage area allowed is 3 times the building frontage, or 37.5 feet, or 112 square feet, and 307.5 square feet is proposed. Directional signage is to be kept to the minimum necessary to properly direct traffic and minimize visual clutter. The petitioner is pursuing the changeable copy, electronic message center sign, with the hopes that the village updates the sign code by December 2019. Aesthetically, staff recommends an LED display with a finer resolution, relocating the non-changeable copy signs to the top of the ground sign and the changeable copy sign underneath, and a base design that complements the buildings of the development. If temporary signage will be used, the maximum changeable copy sign area is 25 square feet. And if temporary signage will not be used, the maximum changeable copy sign area is 50 square feet. At 52.94 square feet, the changeable copy sign area must be reduced.
Is this the old funeral home site?
Yes.
No, it's
No?
an empty site.
This is a
Never
different
mind.
one?
Different one.
Empty site on the other side of the kids.
Unless that was back in the day of
There used to be a bank, there used to be, there's a bank on the corner, right?
Byline Bank.
There's a bank over here, and this used to be the.
self-storage on the north.
Okay.
It's the very southeast corner of your
I get it.
butts up against.
This is 5 blocks,
It's
east.
Chicago, you don't have to worry about it.
Is
Lot of
it east of McCormick?
East of McCormick,
Yes.
yeah. As is
Whatever
the
you
First
want.
Street. It's really crowded. It's
Do
really
what you
crowded.
want.
A lot of traffic.
I gotta get a pass, I did that.
Okay.
So you're.
Yeah, that's east. Okay. I got you.
Betsy is, we're one lot off of
It's, I may have punched in the wrong. What's the actual address again?
It's 35.
3250.
50, it's on the other side of the street, so it's over there. Okay. I got you. So the bank is still gonna remain there?
Here you go.
Here
It's
we
right
go
there.
again.
See the empty lot there?
I love this, it's so nice. I
Yeah,
like that.
okay. Well, that helps
Canal.
your cause, because if this was gonna be in the site that I mentioned before, I would've had a big problem with all these colors, so. But since you're in a commercial
You
and,
approved that other one already.
I'd like to show you just.
Yeah, we did.
no, I'm talking about
You approved
the,
that
I'm
one
talking about
This is
the,
our actual store.
What a-
yeah, but it wasn't like, it wasn't.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Here's the other picture.
I'm sorry, yeah,
That's our store.
yeah, I think it looks
And
cool.
Quite frankly, we're pleased to have John Haig here since
Yeah.
he did all our rendering. Which is a coincidence.
Cool.
Good place.
There was an awful lot you read there. It was mostly about signage.
Signage.
Carrie, do you wanna hit the highlights on the signs?
Again, since this is, the south elevation is allowed a sign per the code, so
Uh-huh.
anything else that you would be supportive of would require relief, but we could do that as part of the
Are there-
site plan approval process.
So the south is, so what is not? So I see the one on the south.
That's way setback.
And then we grabbed.
The one on the
Yeah,
west.
the elevations actually show
I'm looking-
signs on the east and west
So
elevation.
these are not facing street, just this
One's
Oh, I
facing
see.
the canal.
Correct.
Right.
Oh, you think you can get vision over the bridge?
So, the car wash business, the busiest time in the industry is the first quarter and the second quarter.
Uh-huh.
So the winter time where.
When the leaves are down?
The leaves are down, we'll
Okay.
be able to attract visibility from
Okay.
across the street. We realize that during the summertime, it's pretty much a worthless wall sign.
And why are you saying the west isn't complying?
West is what he just mentioned, facing the.
No.
Canal.
I'm sorry, why are you saying east isn't
Because
compliant?
it's not facing the street.
Well, it faces Kedzie, but it's one lot.
I see, because it's an
Yeah.
in-lot.
It's like
Yeah.
an interior lot line.
Yeah, I personally don't have an
Where
issue
it's
with that.
located, it should be no problem, right?
Yeah, I mean, the south side, unless you're trying to get all the trucks or something that's coming up Kedzie.
So then disproportionately, we're suggesting to reduce it, just,
To
be in
reduce
better proportion.
to reduce the what?
The size of the sign, so it's in better proportion with the facade that they're attached to. And then also, our sign code, I mean, if you, wanna reduce it a little bit, or if you like it the way it is, it would just be another item of relief. But total square footage of sign is exceeded with what's proposed.
So that isn't complying?
Well,
Actually, that one's pretty small, but the ones on this
The ones
elevation
these
are
drawings
big.
look huge.
So do you know what?
Where we're at on that?
We're at 102.5 square feet per sign.
But is this did he do the rendering correctly?
So that rendering, that
Steve, you're in
rendering
trouble.
is, yeah, no, I'm gonna get him in trouble. That rendering is actually, for the Villa Park location. One of the things that we're faced with is trying to get through the entire entitlement process is we've got to comply with Byline Bank's wishes and with Metro Self-Storage because everything is governed by CCNRs and common area maintenance agreements. So we've got a couple of things, but we've got a fair amount of investment in at the early stage.
I mean, how much out of whack is it, Terry?
Just because it's so skinny facing the street, it's a very,
I mean, it looks proportionally.
as shown on
What's
the
that?
elevations,
It's
it's
like
over
it's
300
big.
square feet, and, based on the proportion, it would be 112.5 would be allowed, total between the three signs,
And
so
the
it's.
this one.
I'm sorry, Carrie, I didn't, I got too much whispering going on.
Okay.
I'm not faulting anybody, I'm
So
just saying.
based on, the elevations shown, and then I think there was also a cut sheet of
Well,
the
their
signage
main
as well.
sign is the one that's
They-
facing south, let's say. Even though I don't really consider them all
Yeah,
main,
so
but
the one facing south, I think it's 102.5 square feet, so that one would be allowed. That's less than 112.5.
okay.
But if you include the
Go
two
bigger.
side ones as well, then we get up to over 300 square feet of
Well, but
total
the side ones,
sign areas.
but these are all the same, right? These signs are all the same square footage?
Yeah.
And you're saying that complies because of this framework?
If it was all by itself, it complies because it can go up to 112.
Right.
Yeah.
And then if we just grant them relief for these two signs,
Yeah, if you're supportive of the package,
we're
then I can go
supportive of the
through
package,
site
and so
plan
somebody
approval
else could
process, yeah.
potentially grant them relief, I
Yes,
got you.
yeah. So
I'm
just
supportive
that-
of the package, anybody not supportive of the package?
It's okay.
Fine. Why not?
Julie, make a motion.
Okay.
And so that's, is that the only sign, is that the
But
only issue?
The changeable copy signs,
changeable
where are
copy
those?
sign.
Where is it?
We're approving the elevation.
Oh, they're farther in the packet. I saw that.
Is this your sign, or is it
So
just,
it's a shared changeable copy sign, and it's a shared monument sign with Metro Self-Storage.
Uh-huh.
There's an existing Metro has a sign there with changeable copy sign on it right now. It is inside the IDOT right-of-way.
we're talking about this sign?
Yes, that's our proposed change of what Metro currently has. If we're successful in our approval, to develop the property, then Metro by rule will have to pull that sign back inside our property line and out and get it out of the IDOT right away.
Where is this sign?
On the site plan, where is it?
Okay.
Right.
And
The
that's where
existing sign is here.
That's where it currently resides?
No, currently it's outside the property line in IDOT's right of way. It's approximately right there. So we're pulling it back in, and we have it where it ties into, it meets all the site triangle.
Okay.
Still want the
So-
changeable copy sign on the bottom and not the top.
So you would like to see the panel signs flipped with the changeable copies.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
What else?
It's too big.
Are you okay with the sign sizes and the
Yeah.
proportion of the facades that they're attached to?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay, and for the base of the sign, would you be willing to have something that kind of ties into the buildings versus, okay.
Okay.
Oh, you looking at me?
Change of
Right.
order of the color scheme, so.
Okay, so I move that a certificate of appropriateness be granted in case number 2018-039A at 3252E. Excuse me, with the following provisions, that the signage as presented on the southwest and east elevations be approved as presented, that the ground sign be modified to include the changeable copy at the bottom of the sign instead of the top as shown, that the base of the ground sign complement the stone feature of the southeast, that would be
Or the metal.
west elevation,
Yeah,
or
yeah, good.
of the car wash, and provided, of course, that all of this pass the zoning board of appeals.
Anybody second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So passed. All right, guys, thanks for being so patient.
Cool.
John, nice to see you again.
Serendipitous to use you.
Nate's going to get something he wants us to look at. It's a drawing. All right, guys, you guys need a drawing back, or you're all good?
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, take care, we'll see you.
She left all this.
Is it officially on the agenda, or do you want to adjourn and?
I don't know. Do you want? It's not on the agenda. Oh, yeah. So, all right, meeting's adjourned at 9:15.